noise. There you go. You know what? What's the point of lights? Aloha. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to Oahu Ghost Tours. Uh, we're going to be doing a little bit of a different story tonight. Not what I had originally planned, but we shall still see. All right, here we go. Yeah, good evening. Aloha. How's it, everybody? Man, this thing is kind of, this iPad camera kind of junk, yeah? For the Facebook side. No, just the light was junk. Okay. We'll put this on here just to like that. Brenda, how's it? Scott, how's it? Ilani, how's it? Hold on, let me try something here. And voila. Nope. Well, you know what? There you go. Much better. Can you guys hear me good on both sides? But to throw myself off, I flipped it around and I took the covers off, so I don't know what is what anymore. But yeah, I know I originally had planned to tell stories of Pohaku tonight, but a bunch of stuff came up today. And I feel that this is a better subject. It feels a lot better here tonight. Hey, Janine, how's it? Whew. Yeah, I feel like this is a much better subject to talk about. So, like, and I got some stories I've never shared before too. So, yeah, I figured it's about time to share it. We're at Judd Trail tonight. It feels a lot better, yeah. Hey, Cheryl Medeiros, how's it? On YouTube, nice. I don't know. I noticed the quality is better on YouTube, like Melody said, yeah. Just the lights seem a little bit brighter and a little bit more clear. I don't know. I've never, I've never really seen a side by side comparison. You know, Uilani is here too, yeah. Sandra, how's it? Aloha. Uilani is on both sides, which is clearer. You're seeing the same thing. The tablets are inches away from each other. Fact. Oh yeah. Why not? Here's a picture of my setup over here. Really? I took the tablets off. I took the covers off tonight because I thought that was causing it. Ah, Facebook. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So apparently Facebook uses the microphone on the back of the tablet while YouTube uses the microphone on the front of the tablet. Hey Sandy, how's it? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, there we go. And I'll just join you guys in the chat on my phone. Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. This volume is much better then? Okay, is this volume any better? Hold on. Jumping on Facebook to read the comments. Okay. All right. Ah, Nancy. See, I took all the covers off. I took all the covers off. All right. I'm hearing myself. So yeah, all right. We have my Facebook and I have my other device here and all other stuff. We are ready to go. So I show you guys something that so you guys know what happened to me last night, right? I didn't even think much of it. It was just kind of like, oh dang, you know. Oh, thank you for the share, yeah. Also, thank you for the likes and all that stuff, and yeah. Aussie, how's it? How's it? So, let me get my device on. Do do sear. Let's do the sear tonight. Victor, how's it? Let me get my. So believe it or not, I've been here since 7 p.m. Just kind of setting up and doing a bunch of other things, and yeah. So last night, if you guys remember, I got stung by a bee. And I really thought no big deal, right? I felt something on the back of my head. Come to find out, it wasn't a disembodied hand playing with my hair. It was a bee. Hey, Raymond. Hey, Ben. How's it? And the thing stung me. I'll show you on YouTube. Oh, yeah. There's no more light there. Because we are Portuguese over here. Hold on. Yeah. You're going to have to wait a minute there. Hey, thank you. Hi, by the way, that was very convenient. So I opened up my suitcase and my flashlight turned on to say, here I am. So here's my hand. And see my middle finger? See where the bee stung me on my middle finger? It's fat. I can't even bend my finger. And it's been itchy all day today. So basically today, I've been, hey Brenda, how's it? Basically today, I've been giving everybody the finger. Everywhere I go, I've been giving everybody the finger. Because my finger has been just really sore. Hey Neil, how's it? Really itchy, really sore, just really swollen and very I cannot use the screwdriver with my middle finger, so I'm walking around holding the screwdriver with my other four fingers, flipping everybody off around me, you know. At an elementary school, that's not a very good thing. Hey Obake, how's it? How's it? Yeah, I'm fine. I just had to ice it, but it's still the icing doesn't do anything. Nice, Brenda. Ice doesn't really do much for the finger, yeah. So yeah, I'm all right. No, that's the only allergic reaction. I read. Yeah, I got a sting last night. I wish it was a disembodied hand coming and playing with my hair. You know what I mean? Rather than a bee crawling over there and a stinger stuck in it. Ugh. That wasn't fun. Well, what can you do, right? Um, but yeah, and so it led me to question a lot of things and think and reflect and that kind of stuff. And hey James, how's it? How's it? It seems to me that things haven't exactly been Pono over here. Respectful, mellow, the way the spirits kind of like it. You know, I kind of felt that last night, and Jubu messaged me, and he was like, "Dude, in Filipino, the bee sting means someone's trying to get your attention." So yeah, you got my attention, all right. You know, so that led me. That's why I got here now earlier. I had to do a ho'okupu. It's been a while, and I think I want to do another ho'okupu. It doesn't feel right. I feel like it needs something more. Ho'okupu, if you don't know, is an offering, the traditional Hawaiian offering. I put the picture on Facebook, but Yeah, I can't show you the picture because it's on my tablet that I'm using right now for Facebook. It's food wrapped in tea leaf or gifts wrapped in tea leaf, stuff like that. And I was about to grab my other flashlight, but my other flashlight has a bee on it, so I'm good, thank you. Hey, Melody, how's it? Um, yeah, so I went over there. I apologized, and it occurred to me that this place hasn't had very much good energy. Like on Friday the 13th, that energy was unreal, you know. And last night it kept saying D on the spirit box, yeah, and that kind of added up a little bit. Hey, Joy, how's it? It kind of added up a bit where D was the one sharing the stories on Friday the 13th, and like the connection was made. I spoke with Uya a little bit, and it seems that yeah, I think we both agree kind of that something not Pono went down that night. When you're bringing entities over here from other places and they don't jive with it, it's not very good. I compare it to like, oh yeah, your friend coming over your house. That's great. Invite them in. But if you go bring a bunch of crackheads into your house, you might have an issue with that, right? You might need to explain yourself if you're gonna bring a bunch of crackheads into your buddy's house with his kids and with his family and all of that stuff as well, right? And I kind of guess that's a little bit about that might be a little of what we had done. And I had played a big part in that as well because I was sitting back and doing something like I had heard people on my tour talk about from time to time, just kind of letting the tour play its um, natural course of action, right? Letting the things that are going to happen on the tour, without trying to stop it, without trying to throttle it, without trying to hold back, without trying to get, you know what I mean. So I kind of let the spirit that was here have free reign, and it was only when Faye had spoken up and she started doing her protection that I'm like, yeah, this is getting a little bit too much. But by then it was too late. It had already affected some people around us, some people on the live, some people over here, that kind of stuff, right? And so I decided, yeah, it wasn't very formal. Mahalo for the start, Sandy. Thank you. And so yeah, the story of respect, the story of this is just another little part of it. Just a little story of that. One of my favorite stories down over here, anyway, over at Judd Trail, that I love to tell. This is exactly one of those stories of respect as well. Now, as you guys know, I used to work for a company called Oahu Ghost Tours, and we used to do ghost tours. Obviously, this was one of our stops down here, and I had worked with a whole bunch of different people. The new people usually didn't last very long. I mean, not even like sometimes a day, sometimes a couple days, but not usually more than a week. Um, to protect the privacy of people, I'll just say this person is a new guide, and I won't tell you this person's name, this guy's name, right? But this is one local Hawaiian brother, and he was working on the ghost tours. He had, yeah, actually, this guy had worked for about a month or so, and he would take the stories. He was a great entertainer. He'd take the stories and he'd turn it into something else because he said his job was to scare people. And scare people he wanted to do, and scare people he did. He would create stories based on the stories that I would tell, right? Over here in this location, I would tell stories about Kaupe, the half man, half dog cannibal. Not because anyone has seen him here, but because we saw his cloud in the sky. But we'll get into that later this month. And so I would tell stories of Kaupe here. I figure it's a dark, scary place in the forest. Perfect place to talk about the cannibal dog man. This guy would change the story around and, like, fully, he was a cannibal. He ate children. Over here, he went to the river. He broke the kids' bones. He ripped the flesh off of their skin, dipped it in their blood, and ate it. You know, that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff this guy did. And it's like, brah, I would come here, and when he would tell the stories, this place would get more and more angry, more and more upset, just not happy. Like, like, and this one night I came over here, There were the two vans, and this place was borderline hostile. I mean, this place was crazy. The wind was whipping around us. The trees were creaking like I've never heard before. The trees were just going up, just creaking side to side, and it felt with the wind and the trees dangerous. It felt mad, and I kind of stood off to the side as this other guide was the one that shared the stories, and blah blah blah. And I felt the wind pick up even more when he was telling the wrong stories. And a guy on the tour came up and he asked me. Remember, he was military and brought had a lantern. He was like, "Hey, you feel that?" I'm like, "Yeah. What do you feel?" He's like, "Something is mad. Something is angry." So we're standing right to the left of the camera, right on the little edge cliff, looking down into what we call the ravine, right, or the abyss, where you hike down further into the trail to get to the river and all of the other places on Judd Trail. I was standing on the edge. I felt like I was keeping it at bay. Like I was over there standing guard so that these things could not come back up. Whatever this was that was mad couldn't come up. And as I'm standing there just looking down into the abyss, this lady comes up next to me. And this is like 2010, okay? The app we had was called Ghost Radar, which was a random word generator. A few other things, but that was the one that I had used, the random word generator. And we're standing over there looking down into the abyss, and then all of a sudden, and I'm like, I forget how it went. This was a long time ago, but it went something like, it was telling me it wanted to come up here, and I said, no, you need to, no, I said, no, you need to stay down there. Um, I'm like, no, you need to leave. And then the lady next to me, her thing said in response to that, um, thou. Thou means no, you, you know. And I can't remember the words. I have to find the story again, but like, it was just, I had a little conversation with this thing, and then I'm like, you know what? We need to get out of here, man. And I made the executive call, and I'm like, guys, we're leaving. Let's go. Let's get out of here. All right, let's go. And so the funny thing was, nobody listened. You know what I mean? This was a tour with a lot of tourists and stuff, and nobody was really listening. All they were like was, all this was like was, this is ghost stories and booga booga. We gonna scare you guys. But now we're at a real haunted location over here, and the spirits are pissed, right? And so things are happening, and they're like, oh, well, they're tourists, they're on vacation, nothing bad can happen. And they're running around taking pictures. And I'm like, guys, let's go. Let's get out of here. And a few of the obedient ones had gone back into the van, but then as they had seen everybody running around taking pictures, they're like, nah, I'm taking pictures too. So they ran out of the van. As I finally corralled the people out on the site into the van, the people in the van were coming back onto the site. And it was like, Portuguese Marco Polo, not Marco Polo, but that other game, I forget what it's called. They were just going back and forth, and finally I'm like, listen, we're leaving here in exactly 1 minute. If you guys are not in the van, you guys gotta call a cab. And then I walked over to the van. Everybody got in, and I closed the door. And as I closed the door, I mean, the trees were still creaking all around us. The trees were like bending, and it was terrifying. It's like if any of these trees fell, they're over 100 feet tall. It would cause a lot of damage, or hurt somebody. I'm sorry, hold on 1 second. Let me finish the story, and then I'll come back to the comments over here. Okay. So I'm getting ready to start up my van, and the other guy comes up to me on the outside of my van. He comes out of his van, and he looks at me. He's like, "Oh, bro, this place is mean, yeah, tonight." I'm like, "Yeah, this place is mean tonight. The spirits are pissed. I'm not gonna. I already talked to him about that, and he said he like change because that's his job and blah blah blah." And he argued with me that he could tell the BS stories, right? He's like, "Oh, I get him. Hold on." And he runs back to his van, comes back out of his van with a coconut. And I'm like, first thought, bro, you just carry random coconuts in your van. I looked at him and it occurred to me, oh, he's going to do an offering. He's going to do a ho'okupu. I'm like, cut right on, right? So he grabs the coconut and starts slowly placing it on the side of my van, which is a concrete barrier, right? But instead of slowly placing it onto the barrier gently as an offering, Halfway through, he lets out this loud scream that fills the air, and he starts bashing the coconut into the concrete barrier. Now we're talking, this coconut still had its husk, okay? And he starts yelling in Hawaiian, commanding them to leave. You are not welcome here. Leave. Get out of here. Be gone, evil spirits, and that kind of stuff. And it's just bam, bam, over and over. And I'm just like, my stomach is caught up in my throat, and I'm like, what the hell? And then the coconut. This is like five seconds. Okay, this guy is just yelling, but it felt a lot longer than that. And it's going bam, bam. The coconut starts to break, and he starts to rip the coconut. He grabs the husk and he starts throwing it, and the tree right in front of us, like not even 5 feet in front of us, starts making this loud creaking noise. So he throws the coconut at the creaking noise, and all of a sudden, at the tree, and all of a sudden, everything stopped. We're talking 45 plus mile an hour winds stopped. We were there for approximately 25, 30 minutes, and it was windy the entire time without even a little bit of a break. Once he threw that coconut, everything stopped. The noise, the wind, and he looked at me and he's like, "Oh, me yeah, would scare him away." And I'm like, "Bro, you just made things worse." To me, he thought he scared. To him, he thought he scared things away, but to me, it was like a shocked silence. Like, what did he do to us? You know, And at that point, I'm like, dude, you just made things worse. Get in the car, let's go. And then we left. We jumped in the car and we got out of there so fast. Um, that night, I had to pull an overnighter because I had to work Home Depot in the morning. Yeah, 2011. That's when it was, I think. So I'm over there chilling, and I call up my boss, and I'm like, bruh, my boss is in Florida, so it's already daytime over there. Like, bruh, you gotta talk to this guy, dude. You gotta talk to this guy. He's not listening to me. He's not listening to anybody else. He's not listening to Robert. You need to talk to this guy, or somebody on the tour is gonna get physically hurt, and you're gonna be liable for it. He's like, Joe, I tried to talk to him, and we chatted on the phone for a while. I told him about the events of the night and what kind of stuff had happened and that kind of stuff. I'm down IAEA now, the shopping center, right? Driving around because they had the kind of internet gaming cafe open, so at least I had company. Yeah? And I park in a place in the stall, and then I get a little antsy like 20 minutes later, and I'm driving around the parking spot, and I'm telling my boss, I'm like, so I don't know what this means, but this has to mean something. There has to be an underlying message. And and then I pull into a parking stall and stop. And as soon as I stop, the light in front of me starts to flicker. Like the light in front of the store starts to flicker. And I had seen it, and and I was thinking to myself, yeah, it could be ghosts, but bro, after tonight, I really don't care about a flickering light. You know what I mean? We almost got hurt. I don't care if one light like flicker. What is that gonna do? You know? And so I would just like in my brain, I just kind of small acknowledge, oh yeah, flashing, flickering light, whatever. And then I looked at it again, and I'm like, wait a minute. Right under the flickering light, there was a sign of the store, and the store was a bookstore. It was called Pono Uhane, or translated, respect the spirits. Pono meaning respect, and Uhane is like a ghost or a spirit or, that kind of energy. And I'm just like, I just laughed. I took a picture, sent it to my boss. I get him on my Facebook somewhere. And it's like, dude, I got the message loud and clear, and it's written in front of me on this sign right over here. And he laughed. He's like, yeah, okay. Um, that was on a Tuesday, I think. The next night. Oh, hey, Uncle, how's it? I don't know if you guys can see this, but yeah, here's a little picture. There you go. Oh, yeah. Um, the next night we actually had a really special tour. It was me and Uncle Joe this time. We had Ghost Hunters from the TV show Taps. Let me see if I can do this. and they were on our tour, and it was cool. It was like a ghost hunter tour, taps tour, and they came out here, heard the ghost stories, went to the haunted places, that kind of stuff. But anyway, we were driving to. I have my own experiences about that. I could joke around and laugh about that because it was kind of strange, and it wasn't the ghost, I'll tell you. But we get right over to Judd Trail, where we're at now, and I park my car exactly where I parked my car, or I'm about to. And what do I see in front of my car? Sitting there, wagging his tail, this big black dog sitting in my parking stall, facing me, looking at me, wagging his tails. I'm like, brah. And the people in the van are like, oh, look at the doggy, look at the doggy. We need to get out and pet the doggy. And I'm like, except for the fact that the stories I tell you here are about the shapeshifter, Kaupe, who is a half man, half dog, and can become a big black dog at will, or a person, or anywhere in between, like dog head, person body. I'm like, I tell the story of a big black dog here that's an evil spirit and a cannibal. And I'm like, I don't want to get out of the car. And so I call up Uncle Joe. I'm like, bruh. He's like right behind me a few minutes. I'm like, bruh, there's a dog right over here. He's like, what? I'm like, dude, there's a big black dog right in front of my van and he's not moving. Uncle Joe's like, so what? Maybe we don't do the site tonight. I'm like, I think we kind of got to do the site. And and the people are like, oh, look at the cute little dog. And I'm like, bruh, you guys don't understand, okay? You guys don't understand. But after a while, I was like, all right, let's go. Let's get out of the car. And that dog came around to the driver's door and greeted me and stood at my side the whole night. As we walked around the site over here, this dog walked around with me like he was my guardian. I kind of wanted to take him home. It was an awesome experience. He smelled real bad though. He was like a wild. I don't know if it was a wild dog or a stray, but it was like I'd been here hundreds, if not over 1,000 times at nighttime, and that's the only time I have ever seen a dog here. You know, it was so rad. It was so rad. Um, Driving home that night, a friend of ours, Sereno, calls me up, or maybe it was the next morning, I forget. But Sereno, who works in a library, called me up and he told me that he came across this article or this book, this text where Kamehameha was gifted dogs on Oahu. These big dogs from the mainland or from Europe or whatever. And one was a big black dog, and he named that dog Kaupe, and he sent him loose in Nuuanu Valley to protect people. And so I'm like, oh man, I think I met him. That's kind of cool. The next night after that, we did the tour. No, that was a Monday, Tuesday, and then this was the Wednesday night, right? We we did a tour on the Wednesday night, and no, maybe this was a Friday. Either way, I did the tour, and it was fine, but it was still kind of a little upset in the air. And it was me and Robert this time, so Robert's a cool guy. He's fine. Hopefully, you guys will get to meet him on Sunday. We I had planned this for a while, and Obake and his roommate Jennifer was gonna accompany me. I was gonna come back here after the tour, which I did about 1 o'clock in the morning, to do a ho'okupu, an offering to the spirits. And I had planned this all day, you know. And I had the backup. It was awesome. And so we come up here 1 o'clock in the morning. How's it? I heard a noise. We come up here 1 o'clock in the morning, and we walk down that trail right in front of you guys, and we just start to. I feel like there's this huge party going on. There's this huge celebration, this huge party going on, where like yeah, big luau. I get down to the bottom. The whole kupu I brought that day was some food, which I won't mention, but I also brought ava. And ava is like the drink of the gods, the nectar of the gods. Ava is like you drink that to relax, recreation, ceremonial, all of that stuff. It makes you numb. It's really cool. But like, so I brought that down and I started mixing it down there. And as soon as I sat down by the big pohaku, the big rock, and I started mixing it down there, and it felt active. I mean, Jen looked at me and she's like, "Okay, they're all here. They're all ready." Like, I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah. You were bringing food, doing a ho'okupu. They went fishing. They grabbed food, and they're having a big party over here tonight." And that's what it felt like. Walking down here in the 1 o'clock in the morning, it felt like family. It felt welcoming. It felt awesome. As I start mixing the ava, I'm talking to Jen, who's talking to the kahuna, which I could tell where he's standing. You know, this big presence. And she says, and I said I had sort of to apologize what my other guide had done, that day. So I apologized for what my guide had done, and explained that I'm trying to talk to him, but he's not listening, and I apologize for anything else he might do. But you guys can go ahead and teach him a lesson too. But please don't harm him. Just scare him, you know. And as I started mixing the ava, this wind picked up and it blew around us in a circle, like 10 feet. I was in the epicenter, me and Jen. 10 feet around us, there was no wind. To outside of that, the wind was like was going around us in a circle. Like it kept going round and round and round and round, and it was going faster and faster. And Jen laughed. She's like, "Oh man, they really like the ava." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She said, "Oh, all the spirits from there are spirits from all over the island here. They smelled the ava and they came, but this is not meant for them. This is meant for the spirits here." She went on to explain to me. She's like, "He's telling me about um, that guy had threw a coconut." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right. He threw the coconut." And he said when he threw the coconut, he hit a child, and he hurt a small child, and that's when everybody got pissed. That's when everybody got mad. So it all made sense. Well, either way, it took a few days, but we did do the ho'okupu, and we made things Pono again, and we were able to continue coming back here. Yeah. Sometimes people mess up. Sometimes people make mistakes. That kind of stuff. Let me look at some of the comments now that were coming up that I was kind of ignoring. That one look, yeah, Hawaiian. I had a few other pictures. Let me try and share it here. Of course, when I was talking about Kaupe, we got this a big black half man, half dog, or just dog. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, it's gonna give a few seconds to load in my phone. Yeah. So yeah, right on. We got a little Kaupe over there. Another picture we had gotten was, I don't know, this red thing. Looked like communism. Just random art generator, right, with words. It doesn't really mean much, I don't think. And then this strange thing here. Not sure what this is, but yeah. Very cool. Is that a doggy? Oh, of course, because I can load another one now. Thank you for the stars, Janine. Mahalo for the stars. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. Glenn Waterman, how's it? This is Ghost Stories. We do them every night for the month of October. Aloha Joe, when I was small, we would make a puddle of water with mud and rub it on the sting area. Aha, that sounds good. No swelling. Area is as if you didn't get as if you didn't get sting. It works. My grandpa had 3 hives in the backyard. Never seen me run so fast in the bee swarm. I'm gonna have to try that. Phoebe, how's it? Matthew, how's it? Hey, Mark. Mark, long time, brother. How's it? How's it? Live from the state of Hawaii. Hey, Steve White. How's it? Wow. Tabby, how's it? How's it? There we go. Now we're caught up here. The old man reminds me of the Hawaiian man from last night over there. Maybe. Not Kaleo, no. Huh. That's interesting. Let's see what that picture is. Oh, nice. It's a ghost. Maybe two. Alright. Yeah, I can't see the iPad, so I can't see the camera. I have the little delay over there. That's one story of making Pono, right? Kind of funny. You know, if it's good, I'll show you guys, all right? If it's relevant. Uh, Here's another story I've never told. And, oh, yeah. And this is a story that I've been kind of called to tell. It's all about, oh, look at the red light. Oh, the light just turned red. Can you turn off? Or is my device broken? Janine, those pictures are like the random word generator, but they, I don't know, Scott. Hey, Scott, you're on here now. Kind of funny. The pictures, so it's not a random word that generates random pictures. It runs the words through an AI generator. And as you can tell, it's literally random pictures. Here's this one I got over here. I don't know what the heck this is. It looks like an eyebrow and a lot of pain. Good, yeah. Um, I wonder if my device is malfunctioning. Hold on, let me go check. I also got these too, huh? I also got those balls too, yeah. I don't know. I think that's just a I think that might just be a malfunction. Wow, I froze. Uh how's here? Uh There we go. We're back. Was this thing frozen for you guys this whole time? I can't even see the comments now. Huh. Did this thing freeze for you guys too, or was it just me? It was frozen on the picture. The YouTube side froze. Hey, Carolyn, how's it? Bro, that was weird. It was frozen on this ugly picture. Huh. That was weird. I walked over there, played with the light, but the light's still red. Can you make the light blue if there is actual spirit energy, spirit activity over here? No, Facebook was fine, but on the YouTube side, it froze with that weird looking picture. Anyway, don't worry, Carolyn. Good to see you. You can still hear me talk. Okay, good. All right, so here's the thing. It's I want to retell a story that was told, and I feel like I should. And my friend, I apologize. I know we don't necessarily agree on these things, but um, this was one that came into my head many times today. So I'm not gonna name my friend, but a friend of mine came over here going ghost hunting, or just to be here in the area, and actually, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go and say his name because you guys all know his story. This is Obaki Hunter, my good friend over here. Um, I wasn't there that night. It was him and a few friends, and as I understand how he told it to me, and the friend Colleen told it to me, was they came out of the car, and they were by the concrete barrier when there was a loud crashing sound to our left of the clearing, and this giant man with a dog's head came running out of the tree line, and it turned to go directly towards them. This huge guy, like what was it, 20 feet tall, 30 feet tall, about 10 yards. Yeah, that's how that was described to me. Yeah, came out and looked towards them and started coming at them. That sounds like a terrifying experience for anybody. I don't know what I would do if this thing came up and I actually saw this physically manifest like that. And so, of course, they left, but I kept getting a feeling that there was more to it than that. This wasn't a wandering evil spirit. This wasn't, in my opinion, anyway. Of course, that's the thing about friends is we can share different opinions and different stories and that kind of stuff, different perspectives of the same story. Um, this, in my opinion, was the guardian of the area. Because the guardian of the area is humongous. And I can admit, I've never seen his face before, but his energy is huge. He is huge as well. And I had found that night earlier, this was years and years and years ago, they had come from another investigation where there was a haunted object that was brought, and it was inadvertently the haunted object was here. They decided to just come over here and hang out, not really with plans of investigating, just hanging out is from how I understood it. And they had brought this haunted item with them as well, and this haunted item had another spirit inside of it that was not good, right? Obake, you should do a live on those again, bro. Just to check up and see how they're doing, because those things are creepy. Um, they're little dolls. Then this doll, I forget her name, but she's a small little doll with drawn-on eyes. Um, I forget, starts with an M, if I remember correctly. But this doll, I'll tell you, is demonic. This doll has bad energy. And what had happened was the story that had created for me was that the guardian did not want this kind of energy there. The guardian did not want this entity there, this demonic being in his personal area, right? Where he can roam around and stuff like that. Phoebe, I did not see that. Janine, thank you for the stars. Sorry, I'm catching up on this stuff too. So, my take on it is that I came back over here afterwards and I did a spirit box session, and I asked the spirit box who that was, and the spirit box said it was me. And this was the radio spirit box, right? The the um the PSB or SB7 or whatever I don't know, I forget those numbers. I don't really use it that much. But so yeah, that I heard it was me, and I'm like, who are you, Guardian? And I'm like, oh, Melissa, that's the name. And so I said, why, why did you do that? It said doll, and then it said Melissa, and so that kind of just confirmed to me that that was actually, for me anyway, what had happened with that story. Um, but yeah, be careful because that wasn't intentional. That wasn't anything. But sometimes we do things that we don't actually mean, and we unintentionally, you know, upset spirits in the area and that kind of stuff. And so it's always a good idea to be back. I need to remember that this area, although I am invited to come here often and use it often, I don't claim ownership to this place. Although I come and I take care of it, this area is not mine. This is not my home. This is not my area. This is the place that I enjoy coming, and I have to remember to not cross that line. Like Friday the 13th, letting that evil entity just kind of run free around here, and it's different. Like I've told scary stories, but it's nothing that the Guardian couldn't handle. You know, over here, where these things had come around and that kind of stuff, and yeah, but I think if I'm gonna do that this year over here, I am definitely gonna bring a whole kuku, an offering. Let me read what she said, Scott. Uh, I saw a big black dog just up the road from you around 9 p.m. when I was driving home from hunting one night. This was before I heard you talk about Calpe. It was ugly and unkempt. You remember what year that was? Because that would be interesting if it was the same one. 2011 or so. But yeah, what a beautiful night it is tonight over here. I think that I need to change the batteries or something over here. Because that light shouldn't be doing that, yeah. Hey, Mark, how's it? Okay, let's see. Okay. May have been the same dog. Remember though, we would come here at nighttime, 3 or 4 or more days a week. And we didn't see that dog ever again. But yeah, I didn't get a bad thing about that dog. I just didn't really like it. That the coincidence is too much. Yeah. What else? What else? We're talking about Pono being respectful and things that happen when you're not respectful. Like sometimes it's an okay lesson. Sometimes it's not an okay lesson. Sometimes it's a little slap on the wrist, or sometimes it's a bee sting, something simple like that. Other times it's a life changer. Yeah, I'll tell the story about Ulupo Heiau later, though. But yeah, there was a blue light. Oh, I've seen several lights blinking on the background, not in the string of lights. Yeah, last night it was raining. I had the tent. I can see the stars tonight. It's beautiful. It's awesome. And this place feels a lot better than it did last night. I could feel things coming around and watching, but not really, but just coming around and watching. Yeah. Not scaring me, not bad, not angry, not that kind of energy at all. Um, what else? What else? There's other stories I know. I'm just trying to think of it. But yeah, I'll go ahead and plug myself again. We're doing Facebook Lives every night and YouTube Lives every night for the month of October. Come and join us. Tomorrow, maybe we'll talk about pohakus and stories about haunted rocks and stuff like that. That'll be cool. Um, oh, I mean, a Glenn Grant story comes to mind too, right? Sometimes things are not very forgiving. In fact, we'll go ahead and begin that because this is actually about a pohaku as well. Um, there was one of his stories is when he was doing one of the tours downtown Iolani Palace. Hold on, hold on. Oh, which is the one that has the eyes that are drawn on, the little tiny one. I think the red light is broken, Aussie. Those are EMF detectors. Yeah, that's called a tripwire. I remember you pointed at the tree, and if I'm doing distance correct, which I don't really, 10 yards. I know what 10 yards look like on a football field. Looking up, that would be about 10 yards plus. But okay, don't worry. Um, oh yeah, so Glenn Grant talked to this guy on the tour one night who was telling him that he believes about the rocks and the rocks are being sacred, and he shares a story with Glenn Grant. He tells Glenn Grant that they went over to Kealakeakua Bay when he was a young boy to go hunting, right? Into that little valley where all the burial caves are and that kind of stuff. I think it was Kealakeakua. I could be wrong though. And they were hunting over there, and the dad's like, "Okay, just go hunting and don't be stupid." You know what I mean? Don't be stupid or anything like that. And so he was a young boy, and he was just doing his thing, maybe about 7 or 8 years old. And I haven't read the story. He might have gotten lost or something, but he went exploring and he found a little cave. And so he starts crawling into the cave to explore it. but there's no light. His hand hits something round, and so he decides to crawl back out of the cave because it's pitch black in the cave. And he holds on to that round thing to see what it was that he grabbed, yeah. And yeah, I'm sorry, it wasn't even a rock. He comes out of the cave, and there's in his hand he's holding a skull, a human skull. It was a burial cave. The dad, of course, just happens to stumble upon him at that exact moment, and yells at him and tells him put that skull back in the cave. What the hell you doing? It gave him lickings kind of thing, right? And he told Glenn Grant, he's like, yeah, well, I believe that the bones are sacred because, and then he pulls his hand out of his pocket and shows Glenn Grant this little child's hand on his right hand. He said, that was the day this hand stopped growing. And he was a full grown adult with a small kid's hand. Yeah, that was a little bit of a curse that something bad happened because he wasn't, yeah, he was curious. As a small child, I don't know. I think that's a little extreme, but the lesson was definitely learned and definitely taught because he got that message loud and clear. Wow, the obelisk, the picture thing is being real quiet right now. It's still on. Let me see if I can take you guys for a walk. Let's see if I can take you guys for a walk. I'm gonna leave all my junk up here. I want to see how these tablets do. Hold on. As we're walking. Yeah, we'll do this. Jubu, how's it? Hey, calamai. Thank you. If anybody has any suggestions about... God, fun it, that thing scared me. Hold on. Walking away. Now you like show me one picture, yeah? I think I've seen that one before. It's not so random, is it? Anyways, if you guys have any recommendations on how I can get two iPads hands-free and walk at the same time, and I'm listening. Eric, how's it, brother? Been a long time, dude. Good to see you, bro. I smell mango. I smell rotten mango, which is a new smell for here. I don't know where the mango tree is, yeah? If there is even one. Oh, yeah, I smell rotten mango. You know, that's funny. That's because it reminds me of the smell of several day-old ho'okupu. People come down, bring food, and they leave them, huh? It's not down here. Yeah, here's my poor attempt at a ho'okupu. I know I can do better. Yeah, there's no mangoes here, but I still smell it. Not down here, though. The ground is still wet from the torrential rain last night. I can do that, but then you guys no can see nothing. We're like established. Kelly, how's it? Good to see you. It's been a while. I actually tried to do that. I tried to do that. I put one on the front, one on the back. I'll give YouTube my butt. They can watch my butt. I'm gonna walk up here to the other Pohaku over here, right? You know what? I'm not because it's muddy. You know what? I am stupid enough to try. What I'm trying to do is smell the mango. I smelled it really strong over here. This is a banyan tree, not a mango tree. That's the path back up to the clearing. Nope. Nope, I still smell the rotten mango. Huh, that's weird. Maybe somebody will leave them here or something, I don't know. Also, keep in touch. Keep in keep track of this page. Follow me. I'm gonna be planning some stuff too. If you guys like come, I'm gonna be planning a Kapi'olani Park bandstand night where we go over there, tell ghost stories, sitting over there. Here's my little setup. Of course, anybody, you guys are more than welcome to join me any night that I'm over here or wherever I might be. If you want to know where I'm gonna be, let me know. Just shoot a question. You guys are more than welcome to join. Yeah. I know a lot of people love ghost stories, but they don't necessarily like going out to haunted areas, and so I respect that. YouTube, Facebook. Yeah, I was thinking maybe it was left behind. I didn't see it though, and it smelled really strong. Yeah. Hold on. I swear I need a help. I need a helper, man. I need an extra set of hands. I swear, Spirit said my name towards the end of Saturday Night's Live. It's October. I'm here for you. Let's go back and do them like this. Flip you bugger around. Bruh, there has been 2 bees chilling on my second flashlight, which I've been trying to get, and it's not letting me take it. I like use my flashlight. So I'm gonna have to listen to that again, Kelly. Well, that'll do all my equipment and stuff too and see. But yeah, I guess the main lesson here I wanted to teach is to be Pono. And if you guys never seen, you know what? I'm sorry, Mr. B, but I'm gonna take my light back. I'm not gonna squash you. I will once again. I'll show you guys again if you guys never seen my hand. My little finger is all fat, yeah. So he said mud, right? I go try that at home. Mud. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, boy. And tomorrow, I don't know. We'll see. I hope the weather stays good too. Yeah, that'll be really nice. Any questions, guys? Any comments? Any questions? Anything at all? We have a guy that looks to be Oh wow, we had a few things here. We had the Bibble and a man. Yeah. It's been swollen, and according to what I've read, it'll be swollen for several days. It's just hard for me to use a screwdriver with it swollen. Oh well, that's why you get drunk. Yeah, look this bugger. Okay, I just have two bees that landed in my head again. All right, yeah, nice. Landed on my hair. I really hope it's a ghost playing with my hair. Ugh. Ghosts don't sting. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys for tonight. If you guys don't have any questions or anything like that, if you guys do, I'll hang out another minute. Let you guys ask them or anything like that. Let me know. Is it more advantageous to have both Facebook and YouTube? I find they both work well. Yeah, well, I'm trying to expand. Like we have I'm trying to expand to YouTube. I've been told YouTube is better. YouTube reaches a broader audience. I would like to teach. I would like to share stories and stuff with as many people as I can. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there who do things like this, who go out and they really don't know. We see that we run into them from time to time. They come over here, they go hunting, and they don't know what it's all about. And I'm kind of hoping with if some people were to listen to some of my stories and experiences, they would understand a little bit more about Pono and about respect, right? And so basically, it's just me trying to get to a bigger audience. That's all. Yeah. Um, Instagram would be good, but I don't more thousand followers yet to do them on that too. Otherwise, I need three tablets. Melody, I need to talk to you. We need to figure this out. You're the techie, yeah? You're the techie person that I can stream everything on one tablet instead of two or three tablets, right? I'm gonna have to send you a message. We're gonna have to go hang out soon. But yeah, that's the reasoning behind that. I cannot give up Facebook because Facebook is where I originally started, and it's I gotta stay true to my roots, right? Yeah, Facebook is where I met everybody. Yes, Melody's my technical support. Faye, how's it? You're catching the end of the live. And everybody's always telling me, why don't you do YouTube? Why don't you do Twitch? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you? I'm like, bro, you like come and do it for me. Go ahead, show me how. I used to be really good with technical stuff. Used to. But yeah. Anyway, guys, let me turn this thing around. There are literally two bees right in front of me, just cruising. Boy. We're gonna take this thing now. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to give you a kiss. This is how close I have to stay to the YouTube, the Facebook camera, so you guys can hear me. Maybe a little too intimate, I feel. Oh, but thank you guys for coming tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Um, yeah, same time, same place, same ghost stories. Take care, guys. Aloha.